Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, "This thing is from the Lord. We cannot speak to you bad or good. Behold, Rebekah is before you. Take her and go, and let her be your master's son's wife, as the Lord has spoken." And it was that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he bowed himself to the earth, to the Lord. And the servant brought out jewels of silver, gold, and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. He gave precious things to her brother and mother, and they ate and drank, and he and the men that were with him, and they stayed all night. Then they rose up in the morning and said, "Send me away to my master." And her brother and her mother said, "Let the girl stay with us a few days, at least 10. After that she will go." And he said to them, "Do not delay me. The Lord has made my way successful. Send me away so I can go to my master." And they said, "We will call the girl and inquire from her." And they called Rebekah and said to her, "Will you go with this man?" And she said, "I will go." And they sent away Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said to her, "You are our sister. May you be the mother of thousands of myriads, and let your seed possess the gate of those who hate them." And Rebekah and her damsels rose, and they rode upon the camels, and followed the man. And the servant took Rebekah and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well, Lahairoi, for he was living in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field toward the evening, and he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she fell off the camel. And she said to the servant, "Who is this man who is walking in the field to meet us?" And the servant said, "He is my master." And she took the veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all things that he had done. So Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Side note, the round trip to find and bring Rebekah would have taken months, since was several hundred miles away. Something else that's interesting. In verse 64, and Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she fell off the camel. This is the literal translation. She was surprised. So I guess perhaps she was so surprised, maybe he looked so good, when she just fell right off her camel.